Welcome to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm attorney Jeffrey Meldon, founder and attorney at Meldon Law. We've been serving North Central Florida communities since 1971, and we started our podcast right after COVID to try to help our local businesses and friends build their businesses and also bring on different celebrities from the community. So we want to thank you for the support. It's now been, almost 5 years. We started in, I think it was the end of September, beginning of October in 2020. And we've been doing it every week since then. So I'm very proud of that. Back in 2002, I started our radio show on WSKY, The Sky, every Saturday morning at 10:30, and we're now going to be entering our 24th year with Sky, and so we're here for good, and my son Kerry is running the internal operations of the firm, and I get to do the fun stuff like interviewing my good friend here, Chris Harmon, and a lot of other people, and making sure that everybody knows that Meldon Law is here to serve you. And I modestly have to say that I'm so proud of our team. I know from the results we get that we are outpacing all of the other big box law firms that you see over and over and over again. But that's enough talking about Meldon Law. I'll mention some other stuff later on in the show. But right now I want to get to introduce my friend Chris Harmon from 352. That's our area code. Hauling and junk removal, which is something that my wife Patricia and I desperately need. So welcome to the show, Chris.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. Honored to be here.
Yeah. So we had a chance to talk a little bit earlier about the difference between you and the other, what I would call junk removal companies that, come and remove junk. You see trucks around the town sometimes. Why don't we start back in the beginning and tell us how you got started in the junk removal business?
Yes, sir. Great question. So my background is actually in real estate and insurance and marketing, and so coming through the real estate space, I got my real estate license and had them for about 8.5 years. I was in the insurance space for about 10 years. And so having a keen eye when it comes to property preservation, understanding what realtors and builders go through, how things work with insurance, trying to buy a house, sell a house, all of that jazz, it all came full circle for me when I was in my property for 10 years and got ready to move out of that property. Everything that we wanted to take with us into storage, we got it all secured and one day got it into storage. We had a U-Haul for 8 days, almost went through a midlife crisis and mini divorce over the whole sort, keep. My wife and I not being on the same page about what would stay, what would go. The last day that we were in that property, we ended up throwing the whole entire house out.
Wow. And yes, how did that feel?
It felt like hell. Walking through hell on earth. Yes, sir.
When you say you threw it out, you mean you got rid of everything?
Got rid of everything.
Oh.
And knowing the pressure that people are up under in that crunch time moment, it's one of those things where you think you can get it all out, but you don't know how much you've accumulated over 10 years until it's time to move.
Yeah, talk to my wife Patricia, man. She's she's not exactly a hoarder, but she likes to have all of her stuff. She's a handy woman. She likes to work around the house, and I'm trying to figure out. We have a 2-car garage, and we can't even get 1 car in the garage.
Oh man!
Wow. And so my TV in my man cave blew up while I was on vacation this summer, and I think a lightning strike fried it. Right, so. Nowadays, it's cheaper to just go buy a new one than I got 6.5 years use out of it. So it was funny. This happened yesterday. I had my team at Meldon Law help me, transfer the new TV from Best Buy, right,
Okay.
over to the house, and then take the old one out, and it's sitting out there, and I'm looking like, well, what are we going to do with the old one? Because I don't think anybody wants the old ones that are fried, right? You know?
Gotcha.
And so it's kind of neat that I'm talking with you today because, we were just dealing with that. And
Yes,
then
sir.
we expanded into a new office and we're building a courtroom and we're doing all this neat stuff. Well, meanwhile, we got so much junk, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
we're going through that process of what should we throw out? What should we keep, right?
Yes, sir.
And in my home office,
Mhm.
that's where, I had my TV that blew up.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I keep adding stuff in there because I think like one day I'm going to go there and
Yep.
use it, right?
Yes, sir.
So I pulled it all back because we needed to get the space cleared out for the new TV.
Yes, sir.
And it's still sitting there in the middle of the room now.
Oh, man.
So I'm in trouble, right?
Yes, sir. Well, I got your back. So our motto is you call, we haul.
Okay.
So I got you.
Well,
Yes, sir.
you're a little different though from just the hauling companies.
Yes,
So
sir.
you're more of a strategic
Absolutely.
assistant and planner for the hauling, right?
Yes, sir.
So give us a few pointers as far as what you've seen and what works best when you're trying to figure out how to clean up a space and in your home. Assume now we're not a hoarder. We'll get to the hoarder situation later, but assume
sir.
we're not. We're mini hoarders. Okay.
There you go, mini hoarders. Yes, sir.
Yeah. What would you recommend? Because you've been doing this a while now, so you must have
Absolutely.
helped people figure out what to do.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. One of the biggest things is helping people to overcome shame. And even as you talked about the difference between your company and a lot of the other big box places and being able to outpace them, that's the thing that we bring to the industry with 352 Hauling Crew. We outpace, outlead, and we create our own space in the industry. We're not looking to compete. We're looking to create and be a great community partner for both our clients, the professional people we're dealing with, and as you just described, the mini hoarder, where they're not in a super crazy situation, but it's bad enough they got to do something about what they have at their property. And so one of the main things that I recommend when I'm talking to a client is you got to understand the difference between accumulated knowledge and organized knowledge. When people are in that space of sort keep, should I let this go? Should I keep this? What happens, you start piling up a few things in the garage, a few things in the closet, a few things in the side room, but you're buying new purchases along the way, whether it's vacation, whether it's, going to a graduation, whether it's supporting a friend and you're kind of out doing this, out doing that. You're bringing these little small things home here and there.
Right.
And so people become a mini hoarder by not understanding that when you think about accumulated knowledge, it's everything that we've learned, all of our experiences, places we've been, people we've talked to all over the years. All right. When you think about that in the framework of someone's home, it's that little stuff here, that little stuff there. You're really not paying it much attention. But then when you start dialing in the organized knowledge, I share with customers, if you focus on what you're going to keep, what's readily for use, it keeps you from being a mini hoarder and having to call me when you can't even open that door.
So what I hear you saying is, if you keep buying new stuff and you're not getting rid of old stuff,
Come on now.
you're on the way to becoming a mini hoarder.
Come on, man. You're preaching real good. Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
it doesn't
sir.
matter whether it's clothes
Absolutely.
or whatever it is.
Doesn't
right?
matter what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that you start having duplicate, and then you have more. I mean,
Yes, sir.
I'm sitting here in my office, and when the reason I didn't throw this stuff out to begin with was at that moment I felt it might have value sometime in
Absolutely.
the future. Right? Isn't that the mindset that most folks have?
That's the accumulated knowledge. Keep going.
So let's talk to our listeners, Chris, here, and explain to them how you went through your crisis, getting rid of everything in your house when you moved.
Yeah, so it was an epiphany that had a lot to do with, part of how we launched this, and also being able to hear from God as we went through our own personal situation, myself and my wife. Like I was stating, When we got ready to move, everything that we were taking with us, we had it all accounted for, got it all in storage in one day. All that stuff from the sort keep, not knowing whether this should be thrown out, that should be thrown out. We had that stuff for a total of 8 days, and on the last day of being at the property, we threw out every single thing we had at the house.
That was left, but you moved some stuff to a storage area.
And the stuff we moved that we knew we were keeping, we moved that in one day.
Okay.
Stuff we were uncertain about.
Yeah.
Looked at it 8 days.
Let me ask you this: Have you been using the stuff that you moved to storage?
Actually, in that situation, we did for a little while because when we went to the new place, we pulled it out, closed down the storage. But eventually, like most people do, you end up buying brand new furniture and still throwing the old stuff away.
Or giving it to friends or to whoever. It's
Absolutely.
like, I know. So we're on the same page with that. So if somebody out there listening needs help, whether it's stuff from the house that they're boxing up, would you recommend like having bins to decide? Definitely throw it away, maybe keep it, definitely keep it. I mean, how do you go through that process?
If you know you want it and it's going to be ready for immediate use, have it on the keep side. If you use it more than 10% of the time, keep it. If you use it less than 10% of the time, you probably need to throw it away.
Yeah, with clothes, they say if you haven't used it in the last year,
yes, sir,
it may be a throwaway.
Absolutely.
But it's a crisis for me because some of this stuff I loved at one time when I bought it and wearing it.
Yes,
right?
sir.
And so I'm like, man, that was one of my favorite shirts or one of my favorite, jackets or whatever,
Yep.
right? And I'm the worst at it because I have trouble getting rid of it.
Yes, sir.
So anyhow, so number one is if you haven't used it, whether it's clothes, if it's something else, throw it away. And chances are, if you ever need it in the future, guess what? You can probably go to Home Depot and buy it for $10 or $20, and
Absolutely.
or to Target or Walmart or Super Walmart or whatever, right?
Yes, sir.
That's one situation. Now, you were talking about, your background as a realtor and insurance and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
So when people are buying a new home and they're moving from their existing home, I imagine that's one of the clients you frequently service, right?
Absolutely.
So in those situations, do you wind up being able to move some of the stuff to the new house, some of the stuff might go to storage, and some of the stuff gets thrown away?
Gotcha. So with us, we leverage a relationship with professional movers, and so a lot of times, what we'll do is have a moving company do all of the stuff that needs to be moved, and we deal with all the stuff that got to go to the landfill. And so one of the things that separates 352 Hauling Crew when it comes to that particular, nature of what's going to happen with this house, this homeowner, whether we're dealing with a commercial realtor or a residential realtor, what makes us special is not just what we do, but it's what we don't do. When you think about junk removal and handyman type guys, a lot of times they're known for being junkyard dogs. They're known for showing up when they need some money, but not showing up when they don't need money. And so,
or they dump it in the woods somewhere so they don't have to do it the right way.
There you go. And so with that stigma that's on the industry, my whole thing was coming in, setting the bar, being a very, very professional hauling service that people could count on no matter what kind of situation it is, whether it's small or whether it's real big and out of hand and it's crunch time. So what makes us special is not just what we do, but what we don't do. We don't come in trying to sell the customer on things that they don't need. We don't do patchwork, touch-up work, ask about restoration, all the funny questions that people start trying to upsell other people's clients on. So when I'm representing a realtor, I'm dealing with a builder or a person in the commercial space, their client is treated just as they are when they entered in a contract with them. So once they bring 352 Hauling Crew in the picture, we're representing the same level of professionalism that we were called upon to handle.
Now, how do you get a hold of you if we have a need?
352-519-6917. That's my direct cell number. And then also you can go directly to our website. That's 352haulandcrew.com.
352haulandcrew.com or 352-519-6917.
Yes, sir.
So, Chris, let's talk about some crazy stuff that's happened with real serious hoarders. You showed me some pictures before we went on the air, and it's kind of crazy what you see. But tell us the circumstances when they have to call you in for, serious hoarders.
Yes, sir. So with hoarders, you have levels to it. You have what's called a level 1 hoarder, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. Level 1 is that mini hoarder. It's some stuff stacking up in a few piles everywhere. Level 2, you start to have little trails. You have to walk in a room by walking through trails and trying to stay away from trip hazards. When you get to that level 3, 4, and 5, it's a hybrid between being mentally ill and almost being criminal. So levels 3, 4, and 5, a lot of times people have put themselves in situations where it's hard to breathe. Oftentimes they also have animals also in those same situations. So sometimes we come in, we may have to have hazmat suits. Oftentimes we come in, especially if it's like a level 3, 4, or 5 individual, we ask the family that that person be removed from the property while we deal with the house. Because we've had situations where we're clearing things out for a hoarder and they're walking behind the guys in the crew saying, hold on, let me keep this, let me keep that. So it's a very sensitive situation, very delicate. But one of the things that I do with my clients is I help them understand that where they are is not who they are. So our goal is to come in and help them get in a better situation. And the biggest thing that we bring to the table versus other companies, we do it lightning fast. So whereas you could get an organization that may take 2 days or 4 days or a week on a hoarder house, we can wipe them out in 6 to 8 hours.
Wow. Well, and you know what? I think hoarder houses sometimes come up when homes are in estates and things like that,
sir.
right? How does that? How do folks that deal with family members who are dying who have been at least level 3 hoarders?
Yes, sir.
What do you recommend they do?
So for those who are Alachua County residents, we don't charge to come out and do quotes and walkthroughs. So when that family gets with me, we'll come out, we'll do a thorough walkthrough. I'll give them an assessment of what's going on with the property. And one of the things that I do that's also very different, we do a flat binding rate. So a person isn't concerned about everything ballooning very crazy with where the price is going to be. So we structure things that make sense for the family. As you talked about the estate properties, a lot of times, depending on the family, if there's a trust involved or if there's life insurance involved, they're prepared to get things handled so they can move on with the property. And then other times, there is no trust, there is no life insurance involved. And so now we have to look at how do we get this done in a cost-effective way that clears out things for the family but doesn't break the pocketbook. Yeah. And so we walk them through that whole process.
My brother passed away in the spring, and he had an apartment this is up in Ohio.
Yes,
and
sir.
I couldn't spend a whole lot of time going through because he had some valuable things there. I mean,
Yes,
he collected things. He collected too much. However, I had to hire a team to go through and figure out what was valuable, what wasn't. Certainly, a lot of people, you don't want family pictures, right?
Yep.
You want someone to at least go through all the junk and see if there's something that would be really worth keeping. And family photos are a good example of that.
Yes.
It's like, and you can put, in my office, I have a box behind me. And back in the day when you printed out photographs, right, whenever I, get them back from the CVS or Walgreens or wherever I took them, I take them and I just put them in the box, figuring out someday I'll get them. But photos I wouldn't get rid of. I have my father's photographs from the 1940s that he took, with us growing up and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Okay. However, in the situation I was dealing with my brother, God bless him, he had he was living alone. And he got into, a lot of times hoarders live alone, and they get into the habit of accumulating stuff and not getting rid of stuff.
Yes, sir.
So what are some other things that are examples of situations where you get called in?
People dealing with EPA situations where it's environmental, homeless encampments, animal rights situations where it was an awful and sad situation, but one of the most craziest ones was we had a lady who came in from South Carolina. She had a property she was renting out over in High Springs, and she wanted us to get everything situated. She had went through the sheriff's office, got her old tenant evicted, and the weekend she came down to have us do the cleanup, they had a couple dead animals and a couple living animals in this dog kennel area. So obviously we couldn't go in there and do that part of it. So animal rights was called out, and they had us do everything around it while they dealt with the dead dogs as well as the ones that were living. But we see all kind of weird situations.
Yeah. Well, but moving from one house to another must be the most common, right? People moving?
That and demolition with the Bobcat services. So we also do a lot of demo with Bobcat services where people have stuff buried on their property and they can't physically pick it up by hand. Okay. So we'll go in there with the Bobcat and snatch that out, dealing with concrete things that are just heavy items where it's not to a point where you need to bring in a general contractor, but it's way too out of hand for an individual or a team of 2 or 3 people to deal with.
You need
those are most common.
So you have an operator with a Bobcat, and you can do stuff that you couldn't do by your own, and you wind up doing it faster because you got the equipment and you do all that.
Yes, sir.
So I know that you service not only the Gainesville area. How far out do you service?
About 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, so you do Ocala then?
Yes, sir.
You do Lake City. Anybody?
Sometimes Lake City. I'm when it comes to Lake City, I'm kind of like my lawyer friends. Financially, everything got to make sense.
Right. So. But Ocala's close enough.
Absolutely, we do
it's a
Ocala
big
all the time.
market, you know.
Yes, sir.
And you can jump on I-75 or 441 and get down there. So
Yes,
you know, 35, 45 minutes you're down there usually, and you know, because that's a big growing area, and you know,
it is.
Meldon Law has offices in both Gainesville and Ocala, and I've been practicing law down there for the last 50 years.
Wow.
And
congratulations, man.
Well, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And so anyhow, that area is like growing like crazy, right?
Yes, sir.
You know, and I, you know, having been in, you know, the real estate business, you understand that, and you know, since they have a lot of retirement people, there's, you know, it's not uncommon when, you know, older people pass that the family may be 1,000 miles away and they need somebody to come and help out.
Yes, sir.
So what you do is you call 352-519-6917.
That's right.
Or 352hauling.com.
That's right.
.com.
That's it. All they got to do is pop it in and we pop right up.
And then, but the good thing, look, Chris Harmon has developed a business. He's got a great reputation in North Central Florida. He'll help you out, and he's different than the junk removing companies. They bring a truck, and if you've boxed everything up, they pick the boxes up, throw them in the trunk, and leave. That's it, right?
Yes, sir.
Whereas with Chris, he'll come in and help you customize the solutions to what needs to be done.
Yes, sir.
And you know how it's done. Well, I'm really inspired talking with you today. Appliance and large item removal, right? You got an old refrigerator that broke down. You can't do it on your own. All that kind of stuff. Construction and renovation, debris removal. We talked about yard waste hauling. the clean outs, whether it's a move out, a rental turnover. I mean, I have a few rental properties, and man, sometimes the kids leave it a mess, and
Yes,
you
sir.
know, that's why we have a deposit, a security deposit.
That's right. Yes, sir.
We're a university town, and there's 80,000 students here,
Yes,
and
sir. Yes, sir.
sometimes they say, "Okay, I graduated. I'm heading home. I'm leaving all the stuff in my apartment or house, and I need to get it out." So those are all ideas, and I think you want to call Chris to help you figure out solutions. That's what he's here for, and sometimes just to get into the mindset.
Yeah.
The mindset is my life going to be better by getting rid of all this stuff, particularly stuff I haven't used in a year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years,
Absolutely.
and I'm just keeping this stuff because maybe someday I'll lose 15 pounds and fit into it. Or
Yes, sir.
maybe I'll have a project in the house, and maybe in the next 15 years I might need this, whatever this is, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you start thinking about it from the standpoint of, look, why not just get rid of everything? And if you keep, you keep your stuff that you've been using the last year. That's the test for me.
Yes, sir.
If I've used it in the last year, it's probably a keeper.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
If I haven't used it in the last year,
Yes, sir.
it's probably something. If I got rid of it, I wouldn't notice it.
That's right.
So anyhow, it's been great having you on the show, Chris. I want
Absolutely.
to congratulate you on starting an innovative business concept. I know
Yes, sir.
we're here at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill.
That's right.
And this place is the clubhouse for Gainesville now.
That's right.
I was
This is
here.
where I had my first year anniversary.
Yeah.
352 Hall and Crew.
Well, I was here last night.
Me too.
For the fourth anniversary,
Yes, sir.
fourth anniversary party. But you had a party here for your team.
Yes, sir.
And for those of you that haven't been out to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, wherever you live, Ocala, Gainesville, anywhere. Near the North Central Florida area. I know a lot of folks from the villages come up here, and we encourage you to come up here and check it out. It's a museum and a great restaurant, which is a unique combination. So let's support our hometown, crew here at Spurrier's. We've been doing the show here originally we were doing it over at Freddie Weeby's office, and then they finished Spurrier's, I think, in 2021. Yeah, it's 4-year anniversary. And
There you
then
go.
they built a dedicated podcast room here.
And it's beautiful.
And it's awesome. And talk about the food here, Chris.
Oh, man, phenomenal. Last week I was here 4 times, so that it tells you, no caption needed. Freddie now calls me the ambassador, for Spurrier. So I absolutely love the food here, love the staff here. Know a lot of people here by name, and it's a great place, like a second home.
Yeah. Well, the fact is, they really work hard at delivering a great dinner and a great experience.
Absolutely.
And then so we got a shout out for the 4th anniversary for Spurrier's Gridiron Grill right here in Celebration Point.
Best brunch in town for anyone that hasn't had brunch
Oh
here.
man, the Sunday brunch.
Yes,
Do
sir.
they do Saturday brunch here?
Saturday brunch too.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So anyhow, if you haven't been out here in a while, or if you've never been out here, come and hang out. We'll love it. Okay, well.
One last thing too I wanted to
yeah.
mention. So for those who didn't know, last week 352 Hall and Crew also we were the winners for the fave hosted by Our Town magazine, favorite junk moving company in all of Gainesville 2025. So I want to give a huge shout out to my wife, my kids, my team. My number one guy is we call him Dave the Brave. He's my right hand man, and so I'm grateful for my team and everything that we're building. And our whole motto is making life better for the long haul. So
I like it. That's a
Yes, sir.
great motto.
Absolutely,
I love
man.
it. Well, so anyhow, thank you, Chris. I'm going to repeat the phone number again because the call to action is important. And the action you need to take is get rid of the junk.
That's right.
And don't worry about the trunk.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Okay, 352-519-6917, or go online to, is it 352 Hauling?
Yep, 352hauling.crew.com.
Hauling Crew. Okay, 352 haulingcrew.com.
.com.
And you will get first class treatment.
Absolutely.
And we are glad to have you as a guest, and thank you very much. And we look forward to helping you over the years. And when I need help, I'm going to call you.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Yes, sir.
We're going to take a short break here, and we'll be back in just a few minutes on Meldon Law and Friends.
Jeffrey, what are you doing?
Well, I'm joining the band, of course. Since Meldon Law is the official law firm partner of the Florida Gators, I want to help.
Dad, we're litigators. Let's stick to helping people in the courtroom.
Well, can we still hang out and jam a little bit? At Meldon Law, we won't back down.
I was going down a one-way street and a girl that was driving her car T-boned me on my scooter. I ended up going for an MRI and discovering that I had 2 herniated discs. Coming to Cary allowed me to not have to worry about what doctor I was gonna see or what physical therapist I had to go to. They say, these are the people we trust. You're gonna have a great experience there, and I honestly did each time.
Call Meldon Law. Your consultation is absolutely free.
And I was in an accident. Someone ran a red light and hit me, and I was hurt. You don't know where to turn. Luckily, I called Jeffrey. These big insurance companies, they don't want you to win. They truly don't. But Jeffrey and his firm and the people that work here, they just really fight for you. You call the law offices of Jeffrey Meldon because you're going to need help, and they will help you.
Call Meldon Law right now.
Hey, Sammy, look who's there. Say hi.
Hey!
You again.
Meldon Law, Jeffrey speaking.
Somebody else hit us.
Here we go again. Welcome back to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, attorney and founder of Meldon Law, here serving North Central Florida since 1971, and now we're expanding into South Florida and all over Florida. Actually, a lot of our clients have been referring people from all over the state of Florida to us and helped us grow. We started 7 or 8 years ago, kind of scaling up and building the law firm. And we've grown from 12 folks to 50 on our team. So thank you very much, everybody out there, because you're the one that have helped us and made us grow in a really positive way. At Meldon Law, we really focus in on building a practice that treats people the way we would want to be treated if you were in a serious accident. Whether it's a crash or some other kind of accident, give us a call at Meldon Law, 352-373-8000, or go to meldonlaw.com. Some things going on in the community coming up. This one is very cool. At the World Equestrian Center, Saturday, August 16th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. is the Outdoor Expo. And if you're an outdoorsman, they have everything. So they have it in an inside area, Expo Center 2. And the reason it's important is because it's so friggin' hot out right now. So August 16th, Saturday from 9 to 4. And if you haven't been out there at the World Equestrian Center, it's like the Disney World for horse people. It's amazing, but it's a lot more. Just like the fact that they have all these great expositions, I call them, like the one coming up. So check them out. In Lake City, they want to break down the barriers between law enforcement and ordinary citizens. So they've decided to have coffee with a cop at Panera Bread in Lake City on Wednesday, August 20th from 8:30 in the morning till 10 a.m. It's family-friendly community event. You can go and meet and greet the Lake City police officers. I think that's a great idea to get everybody to know who is protecting us and serving our community. This is a big one in Gainesville. August 23rd and 24th. That's a Saturday and Sunday at the Alachua County Sports and Events Center in Celebration Point. It's a stone's throw from where Spurrier's Gridiron Grill is, and they are doing the home garden and patio and renovation expo. It's called Our Town Home and Garden Show. I've been there the last couple of years, and it's awesome. Check it out. Lots of vendors from all over north central Florida come there, and I always find something really interesting to help home, garden, patio, renovations, whatever you need. You go there and you'll get great ideas. Even if you don't use anybody services that's out there right away, you'll get great ideas. So check them out. It's kind of fun. And another thing is we're doing a big push to get people properly insured. We don't sell insurance. However, we know the heartache when you're an innocent person. Say you're at a stoplight and somebody rear-ends you and you're in the hospital and you've broken bones, you can't walk properly, you can't go back to work, you've got hundreds of thousands of medical bills. No matter what the situation is, we can help you on the road to recovery. And that means both physically, making sure you get the best quality doctors possible, and secondly, making sure that you get financial compensation for having to go through some very life-threatening or life-changing circumstances. So whenever you are in a serious crash or any kind of an accident, please give us a call. Yesterday, we got a $4.5 million verdict in Alachua County for a young man who just went out to socialize at a bar, and the bouncers wound up breaking a beer bottle over his head and taking what was left of the beer bottle and stabbing him. And luckily, he survived and had medical bills and a lot of other things, and we were able to show the jury that he deserves substantial compensation for his injuries. So if you're in any kind of either accident or somebody's attacked you, or you feel like you were injured because somebody else wasn't careful in the way that they fix up their property. So, for example, a typical accident can happen. You go into a business, and the business isn't careful about keeping the floors clean, or how they stock merchandise, and you're walking through the aisle and something falls off a shelf because they were careless in the way they stocked it, and you're hit with a big box. That's an accident we would consider. Most of the cases we have involve motor vehicle accidents, some bicycles, motorcycles certainly We do a lot of that. And remember, your protection that you have on your car does not carry over to your motorcycle unless you have a special rider or supplement to your regular auto insurance. Cover that in my book, Buying Florida Auto Insurance. It's free. All you have to do is call the office at 352-373-8000. You can either download it on our website, meldonlaw.com, or call us and we'll just, it's free, and we'll send it to you at your home in a hard copy format, and it will protect you and your family. Very, very important. One of my big initiatives for the fall coming up is to make sure that everybody in town knows how to buy affordable auto insurance that protects you and your family, because it's heartbreaking. We get so many calls, and probably 30 or 40% of the time there's no insurance, or if there is insurance, it's $10,000, and the value of the cases are sometimes in the millions. So you really need to make sure you protect yourself and your family. So that's what's going on. The Gators are coming back in action in just a few weeks, so support Gator football, basketball, all of the sports that are happening. Volleyball's starting, and we give away lots of tickets for the games. All you have to do is go to the Meldon Law Facebook page. So just go to Facebook, put in Meldon Law, you'll see it. Every single week now we're going to be having contests and giveaways, and we have lots of tickets for all the sporting events because we're the only official injury law firm partner of the Florida Gators, and part of our deal is to get a bunch of tickets, and we in turn give those tickets away to the members of the community. So check us out. We have been serving North Central Florida for over 55 years, and we love helping clients. That's going to be a wrap for Meldon Law and Friends this edition. Thank you very much for watching or listening, and we hope that some of Chris Harmon's suggestions as far as junk cleanup will help you from becoming a level 3 hoarder. A level 1 hoarder maybe is okay, but we don't want to jump into level 3, 4, 5. Anyhow, thank you very much. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, and we'll see you next week.